Welcome to part 4. In part 4, we're going to switch the Team Track and General Chemical spur. So we left off, we pulled the train east, and now we're going to run through the crossover to access the Team Track, because that's on the north side of the railroad. So we have to stop and throw the switch. Got the Ford Pinto in the background waiting. Let's hope it doesn't catch on fire. So currently there's no car sitting at the Team Track, so we just have to pull this tank car, and we'll replace it with the I guess the beer can tank car is what I've heard those called. See, the Pinto left. He was able to get across the tracks. Had to stop there to throw the turnout for the crossover. I didn't want to keep crossing over when I was backing up. I'll just stay on the westbound main. So we could have just left the tank car, uncoupled it right in there somewhere, but I decided to just go ahead and push it over to the other two cars that we pulled from the other spur. tell you, I was like a bull in a china shop in this video. A lot of thumping and bumping. I don't know what I was doing. Sometimes I do set the throttle down so I could mess with the camera a little bit. But it's like I was abnormally noisy in this one. Just have to deliver these 2 cars, and then we'll be finished. Have to put the train back together and head back to the yard. I'll drop off the bulkhead flat next to the team track. I like this view. I've never used this angle before. Okay, if you can remember, way back in part 2, we have 3 cars sitting down behind Union Spring. So we're going to have to pick those up, pull them up, run around them, so we can pick up the other 3 cars. Okay, we're going to leave those 3 cars sitting there, run through the crossover so we can run around them. And I could have hooked up to the tank car here and pulled those 3 cars with me, which would have saved me a couple moves, but I treat most tank cars like they're hazardous waste or hazardous material, whether they are full or empty. And I try to keep them away from the engine if at all possible. If you only have 1 car, you can't help it, but in this case, I decided to not put it next to the engine. Since the gondola is empty, it can be next to the engine. It can be, it's safely behind the engine. If it was full of steel, I couldn't have done that either. Okay, now we're just going to couple up to the tank car and the 2 box cars behind it, and then we can head back to the yard. Now, when I get my Oak Hill connection track in, I would have continued pushing west after coupling up, and that way I wouldn't have had to run through both crossovers again. I could have just stayed on the eastbound track. But I don't have that much clearance behind ITT Grinnell right now, so couldn't do it. I want you to notice when I change the camera angle how much louder it gets. Boomer on Boomer Dioramas talks about how much, right there. Right now the camera is inside the lighting valence. Before it was outside. So that's how much louder that it gets, and that lighting valence really helps the sound. Of course, I'm standing outside the lighting valence, so it's not blasting me out. It's pretty loud right now, but it doesn't sound that way to me. So we're snaking away back to the yard through the crossovers under the interstate. So hope everybody enjoyed this, and thanks for watching, and stay safe.